A chat with Joan Kelley Walker and Angela Bonfanti. CNIB Foundation, Fondation INCA, logo at the bottom.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joan Kelley Walker, and I am always so happy to speak with Angela Bonfanti, who's the Senior Vice President of the CNIB. There has been so much going on this year and so much coming up this summer for the CNIB. So, Angela, I'm very excited to hear all about it today. So thank you for joining us.
Joan, it's a pleasure to be here. I just love that we can continue the conversation. Thanks so much for inviting me to chat today.
Oh, good. So we've got three main things to talk about. First of all, where is the CNIB in 2021, given this current situation of the world? We need an update on the Lake Joe Club, the camp, the 60th anniversary, and we're going to talk about guide dogs. So let's jump right into it. How is the CNIB doing in this current world situation? It's been quite a year for every single organization, every business, everybody's had to change and navigate. What is the CNIB doing right now?
It's definitely been a year like no other for everyone, and we are absolutely no exception to that rule. We chatted, I want to say, in April, or it was the spring of last year when we first started talking about some of CNIB's initial steps when it comes to responding to the realities of what the pandemic, as much as we knew that was going to happen at the time. So in the first couple of weeks of us realizing that there's going to need to be a switch to virtual, and it's going to need to happen fast, we developed about 100 virtual programs as a pilot. Today, over a year later, we've administered, or we've developed over almost 5,000 virtual programs that have been delivered since those days. So we're averaging at about 500 group virtual programs a week. They are fantastic. These do not include, by the way, one-on-one programs. They don't include our virtual mate program. They don't include our contact center interactions, which are heavily programmatic. They don't include guide dogs. So we're just talking about the virtual opportunities for people who are blind or partially sighted from coast to coast to coast to participate.
So Angela, you said there are 500 virtual programs that had to happen really, really quickly, among other things. Do you think this is something that's going to be carried forward? Like, it seems to be able to reach people in remote places like CNIB may have never been able to reach as easily as before. So do you think that's going to carry forward?
It has to. I think I don't see a future where I think at this point, if we went backwards, it would be a disservice to the community that we serve, which would be completely counterintuitive to everything we stand for. So we've seen geographical boundaries torn down, and we on a daily basis, 500 sessions a week, people gather from coast to coast to coast, and they learn something together. And they share their stories, and their day was better because of it. I don't think I don't know that it'll be 500 because people are also very ready to get back into our communities. And I think that this summer will be, no matter where we are across Canada, there will be some level of in-person outdoor programming, keeping in line with all public health recommendations and guidelines. But people are anxious to get the in-person program piece back. So I'm not sure what the number will be, but there's definitely been a forever change, and virtual programs are here to stay.
So one of my favorite places in the whole entire world is the beautiful CNIB camp in Muskoka, and it's so special to so many families. And last year we did the Dock to Dock party, and Angela, you and I were dancing on all the boats. This year is another Dock to Dock, only different, but with the same purpose, to celebrate and keep the momentum going with the goal of raising funds for the multi-season and recreational facility. So let's have an update on the camp at Lake Joe.
Well, it's been a moving target, to say the least. We have been waiting for announcements to be made on the provincial level and in the camp industry, and we've been trying to follow all the trends and the rules, and because we did not want to have another year where we were fully virtual, which is what happened last year. And it was a beautiful thing. We had, over 1,000 people participate in our camp virtual programs. It was something, again, that we had never tried before. So there'll be more of that this year. And while we were hoping we've had a series of fundraisers that have already started, because our 60th anniversary is a big year. And we were hoping to have many of them happen in person. For obvious reasons, we are continuing to amend the plan. But we will be having a 60th celebration. We will be back on the water on August the 14th. and hopefully be able to pick up some of that fun we had last year. I think that it's a big year. I mean, I started at CNIB 10 years ago. My first CNIB event, weeks into the job, was at Lake Joe's 50th anniversary, which was in person. So it's a milestone for a number of reasons. And to your point, we need to do a lot with this space. It needs to be all season. And there's things that we need to do. The grounds are transforming into these sport and rec, adaptive sport and rec, just state of the art outdoor facilities. And we've got to winterize. So we need to keep the momentum going because the mandate is stronger than ever. This program is becoming national. We have campers participating virtually from all across the country. And that really is an interesting opportunity for parents and for kids, because if your first experience is virtual and you get to know the camp counselors and you get to know other campers, then maybe it'll be easier as parents to have their kids come and leave a province, for example, or a city, to spend more time at Lake Joe the following year. So we're really paying attention to the camper's journey and the parents' journey. And I think that if we can reach all of our goals, then when we are fully able to open the camp, hopefully next year for all programs, we will be in a position to offer more than we have ever before. There is a new pilot program that we're trying out in August. It's our Holiday Weeks program. So it's an opportunity that is exclusively available to the community that we serve. So it's available to people who are blind or partially sighted to have a great time at Lake Joe with the members of their household. And we're very quickly booking up. So this is not, your regimented program. You can enjoy the outdoors. You can book your outdoor sessions and know that this space was developed for you, and have a sort of a barrier-free holiday in Muskoka. So we're very excited to see how that pilot pans out and to see what that means for us in other seasons and in other years.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the specifics that will be going on this summer. There's a poker run, there's the Super 6 Challenge, there's a 50-50 raffle, there's a performance boat event. Can you expand on those activities?
Sure, absolutely. So on the 14th of August, which is a Saturday, is our official anniversary weekend. We'll be looking at, along with the fantastic committee members and yourself included, hosting an annual summer event, which is a dock-to-dock poker run. It's a partnership with the Antique and Plastic Boat Society of Toronto. This event is building on the success, of course, of last year's event and the fun that we had. Party with a purpose, and there'll be 2 Muskoka routes to be chosen from, and our virtual teams can register from anywhere in Canada. So really trying to keep up that momentum on the water. And some element of in-person on the grounds. Again, it's a moving target, so we want to make sure we're doing things safely, and we want to be well into stage 3 when we're making these decisions. Super 6 Challenge is very, very interesting. I know, Joan, you joined another senior volunteer of ours, Randall Oliphants, and another anonymous donor, part of the Lake Joe family in this challenge. You have each pledged to make an incredible gift. Can I say the amount? Is that okay?
Fine by me.
$60,000. Just like $60,000 each, and a gift to support the CNIB's Lake Joe 60th anniversary, which is, it is a game changer for us. This is exactly the type of investment we need to get the camp where we need to get to, and I just think it's a new decade with strong community support. We hope to find 3 others who will join as well in our Super 6 Challenge. So if anyone's watching and has the capacity, that would be amazing. Look who you get to work with and stand next to in this challenge, and it's just super critical to what we want to get done. There's a lot that we can do with this camp that will change lives, and it takes dollars, and it takes the commitment from leaders in the community to help us get there. So. Of course, we have 50-50 raffles that are still going on. So that's been a game changer for us as well. The last winner took home 15,000 cool ones. So that was great. And we have performance boats that'll be holding a power boat event on the 24th of July to support us as well. So really an action-packed summer celebrating Lake Joe and raising as much funds as we possibly can to support this incredible place.
And as much awareness too, like not just people on the lake, but all people around Southern
Absolutely.
Ontario and all across Canada. So if somebody wants more information about any of those activities or events, how do I get involved? How do I donate? How do I support? What is it? Because we might be going a little fast through all this because there's so much information.
There is a lot.
how do people get that information if they want to look it up somewhere?
We start at cnib.ca/Lake Joe. So
Awesome.
anything campus, with everything can be found there.
Everything is there. Okay, so let's shift our focus a bit, and we're still talking about fundraising, but let's talk about the guide dogs. I'm a total dog lover. I have 4 dogs. Not
I
that they're
know.
trained. None of them are trained, but I know that
They're
training.
wonderful.
They are wonderful, but I know you've had such a growth and demand for guide dogs in Canada. But this campaign actually started, was it 2017 or 18? And you were one of the leads in starting this campaign. So I'm curious, how did COVID affect the campaign, and what's happened to Canadians that are waiting for guide dogs?
So it's a great question. In 2018, when we just started getting into the guide dog business, we had a very slow and steady plan forward that was going to take us over the next 10, 20, 30 years. The oldest guide dog school that exists in North America is I think 104 years old, and was 102 at the time. So we were coming into, and the guide dog school in North America closest to us in age was over 30 years old. So we knew that there was a lot of time that we needed to take to think about what will our approach do, and when do we start talking about the size of the team and breeding, and it's a very fascinating business. It's very fascinating, and so we had a very slow and steady plan, and to provide an exclusive school offered to only Canadians with sight loss looking for guide dogs, developed homegrown in Canada. And so the pandemic and the border closures really changed the imminent need that we had. We had a 375% increase in demand, basically over the course of a few weeks. And the answer isn't instant. The answer is, a plan that will take at least 2 years to start answering that demand, and with a CNIB way. So we've had a number of great partnerships with other guide dog schools south of the border that have been integral to us getting people their dogs. We have had discussions about our canine campus, which is located in Ontario. We'd finished it's a huge canine campus, and we finished about half because that's all we needed for the 25 dogs that we needed, but to train at a time. Now that our goal is to acquire 150, have 150 working guide dogs, we're going to need to finish the other side of that canine campus close to Ottawa, Ontario. And so that's become a priority. And then we have to start talking about breeding and a breeding program and breeding facilities. And we need partnerships to do that. And again, quite a bit of investment. So yes, there is a fundraising piece to this, of course, but the awareness and the need is so imminent, and it's not going to go away. We know that we're going to need to have this program working at the highest possible quality, because that is our commitment to the community. We are not working on quantity, we are working on quality, but we do need to speed things up a bit. One of the amazing things that's been happening actually in the last couple of years is through the work of our stream. So our primary purpose behind the business model is to ensure that more Canadians have access to Canadian trained guide dogs for people who are blind or partially sighted. When dogs don't make it into that stream for various reasons, whether they're attitudinal challenges, some health issues, or dogs are just not ready for that stream of the program, we would then take them to the buddy dog side of the program, which is matching our dogs with young children with vision loss who are not old enough to care for a dog of their own, in hopes that they may choose the guide dog as part of their path. And then of course the dogs who are part of our advocacy team, who go to us in the legislature and legislatures in Parliament Hill and companies to provide lots of awareness and in campaigns. What we've noticed, Joan, in the last couple of years is that our buddy dogs are having a profound impact on the children. Mm. And we're not even promoting the program as a program. This is as a secondary stream when a guide dog in training doesn't make it into the guide dog stream. So, I am so excited about what we will do with these buddy dogs. Yes, this is a different set of thinking. This is going to need its own different resource plan. We're going to need to figure out what this means. But the profound impact they're having serves the removal of barriers in so many similar ways that a guide dog would later on in life, and is so suiting towards the overarching mission. And these kids are, their lives are changed, their families' lives are changed. We're hearing from parents that are saying, I never thought my kid was capable of caring for something. I never thought I would see them, playful and wanting to go outside again. And it's not happening by accident. There was always a buddy dog program for a reason, but my goodness, the impact is so profound. It's increasing rapidly that I think we've got a really interesting opportunity to get our buddy dog program out there like never before, because the stories are just undeniable.
So Angela, once you match someone with their dog, then there's further training that goes along with that, right?
Yeah, and it's a couple of months depending on the location of the individual and whether it's a right fit. I think most of the time we find the right fit because we've got a lot of time with the people that are in our program. But to answer your question, sometimes we see signs of dogs that may not make it as a guide dog, early into their after we've acquired them from the breeder. Sometimes things happen later on in life in mid-training, especially if it's an attitudinal or behavioral type of challenge that we just can't get around. So it really can happen at any moment. Although once the year they have their first birthday and everything seems to check out and they're training well, chances are they're going to stay on that path. So it's really at that first critical year that we're really watching for any triggers around which path the dog may take. And then ultimately, if the dog isn't the right fit for any of the streams, our puppy raisers have the first right of refusal, and they can go back to their original home, which has happened a couple of times. That's just the reality of the business.
So are you looking for volunteers?
Always. We have all these dogs we need to, so we're talking about a breeding program, and again, that needs to happen properly. But as soon as these dogs are born, we need people that are going to open their homes and do that, give them that selfless love, and be those amazing volunteers. We can't do it without them.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's for sure. And thank you to all the volunteers. And if anybody's out there watching and you want more information, just go to the CNIB website. If you want to just look at beautiful pictures of puppies, just go on any of the CNIB social media. It's really wonderful to see them. And I know there's a lot of pictures of Ben Mulrooney playing with all these puppies. So what a nice opportunity for him. So is there anything else that we've missed, Angela? I know we've covered a lot of ground.
There's been a lot of information, and my team and I are always available and willing to answer any questions, whether you're a donor, a volunteer, somebody who's part of a program. We are readying ourselves for whatever the new world of work is going to look like. We will resume in-person programmings outdoors this year. We will start to resume in-person indoor programming at some point in the fall. We're all getting, just like everyone else out there, we're getting our heads around what September is going to look like, and that hopefully we're in a much better place and we can continue to get on this upward trajectory of getting back in the saddle, so to speak. But we have forever changed, and I think in all the right ways. And we couldn't do it without people like you helping to guide and to tell our story and to help secure those critical resources. And the future is bright. As cliche as that sounds, it is. And I'm super excited to play a role in this organization alongside people like you to help keep that momentum going, keep that awareness going.
Well, we're definitely headed in the right direction, and things are very positive and very bright. And it's an honor for me to be here today and to speak with you, Angela, and to speak with everyone that's watching. So thank you for being here, Angela. Thank you. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you in person soon.
Hopefully in August.
Yes. And if anybody wants any more information, just go to the CNIB website. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Thanks, Joan.
Visit us online at cnib.ca. CNIB Foundation, Fondation INCA, logo at the bottom.